These are the plaintiffs, Stephen and Luz Spitzer. Stephen says they hired the defendants to photograph their wedding, and the lunatic flipped out at the reception because one of their guests had a nice camera. He actually told him not to take pictures because he had the exclusive right to photograph the wedding. An argument ensued. The defendant shoved the guest. They have it on video, and now he won't give them the pictures they paid for. They're suing for $5,000, the amount they're due. This is the defendant, Frank Calabro. He says the plaintiff signed a contract stating no other professional photographers could take pictures, and lo and behold, there was another professional photographer at the reception. This hack started standing in front of them, started copying his artistic shots, and his flash was throwing off his exposures. After the cake cutting, he left and has been editing their pictures ever since, and is shocked they're suing him today. He's accused of wrecking a wedding. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $3,875 for 77 and a half hours of photo editing at $50 an hour.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Stephen Spitzer?
Yes.
And Luz Spitzer?
Yes.
You are suing Frank Calabro, doing business as Che Francois Photography, for $5,000, $3,500 that you paid him for wedding photography, $300 that you paid him for a makeup artist, and $1,200 for emotional distress. You have a counterclaim against him for $3,875 for 77 hours of photo editing. You already have the $3,500, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what's going on?
Your Honor, actually, my mom introduced us to the defendant, and he showed us a little bit of his photography work, so we decided to go with him.
Let me see the contract that you have with him. And if you have a copy of the contract, let me see yours too. I want to make sure everybody's looking at the same thing.
You're welcome.
This says $3,500 includes what? What's scribbled there? I don't know what that is.
That says Galaxy Tab.
What's that?
What I do for clients is I usually give them an iPad or a Galaxy Tab, whatever they choose, and I put all the pictures and thumbnails on the tablet. It's going to look good, but you can't print off of it.
So you can't print them out from the tablet. Or you could, but they wouldn't be good.
You could try.
But it wouldn't be good.
It wouldn't be good, and it's copyright infringement.
All right, so what went wrong?
Well, we had a reception, and I had a guest. One of our guests happened to bring a camera. We didn't know that he was going to bring a camera. I didn't know that you were supposed to tell your guests don't bring a camera. And he started taking pictures as well.
Why would you have to tell your guests don't bring a camera? What kind of camera was it, though?
It happened to be, maybe to me, like a professional camera, but
Well, what
that's
does that
a
mean,
guess.
a professional camera?
A camera that takes a lot of pictures, nice, big, like this.
Okay, that's that. We can all have that.
I know,
Lots
that's
of
what I'm
people do.
saying.
Have you been to a soccer game? All right,
No,
what I would
that's
like
what
to
I'm
know is
saying.
what did you mean by a professional camera? Because you say they violated the contract, they had another photographer there with a professional camera. What do you mean by professional?
Yes, professional camera consists of a DSLR, anything that could take a DSLR photograph. I allow cell phones, and I allow small little tiny cameras.
Okay, but I have like a Nikon whatever, and mine has a big lens and all that. What?
That's a professional camera.
But you can't tell me to put away my camera. Is that what happened?
That's what I did.
Tell me, but you don't have a right to do that. So tell me how it went down.
I went up to the gentleman who claims he was a professional photographer for the last 20 years. And I says, listen, you cannot have a camera like this. You're throwing off my flash. I have evidence of that. You're getting in the way. The man was literally trying to go behind and copy my shots, my angles, okay? And I could show you in pictures where we first had contact. Over 200 pictures were ruined. I had called my partner, and I asked her, what should we do?
Who's your partner?
This is Myra. She's also a business partner in Che Francois. And so I have like about 35 pictures. You could thumb through them.
Yeah. And that the other guest with the camera is going to be in them?
Yes, he's in every one, and you can see as you progress, he's getting bolder and bolder.
Do you want to come over here?
I could point them out.
Yeah, what I'd like you to do is come right over here. Okay.
Could I just take
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
I can't see. He's right here.
Okay.
That's a full-size DSLR that I would use.
Who is this guy? You know who the guest is, don't you
Of course
know?
we know that's his coworker.
That's my coworker.
And
We
he has a
invited
camera
him.
with that big old flash
That's
thing on
correct,
it?
Your Honor.
We didn't know he was going to bring that.
And I mean, there was plenty more.
Wait, he's like, where's Waldo? He's in every single picture with the camera. To be honest with you, I would know not to get in the way of the photographer this way. I mean, that's kind of. But there's a photographer in the picture taking.
Well, keep going. You'll see.
Yeah, he's not a professional photographer, so that's not what your contract. Okay, so really, what happened is you have. Oh, you look beautiful. Ay, qué linda. So you had a fight with a guest and you got mad. Go ahead and go back, please. So you have a fight with the guest over it, and the guest doesn't like it. What does he end up saying to you?
He's very nasty. And what ended up happening
How many times did you go up to him?
Oh, at least 5, 6.
And you just kept telling him what?
I said, listen, you got to put the camera down. You're in the shot. Get away from the picture. You know. And he claimed, I've been doing
So
this
at
for
any
20
point in
years.
time, did you bring it up to the attention of the bride or the groom?
Absolutely. Listen, I went up to the dais and I went up to him and I said,
You're
listen,
talking about at the reception.
yes, at the
Okay.
reception.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
says,
yeah.
listen, you're breaching your contract.
That's what you said?
That's not
Yes.
true.
I says, this
You
guy.
said you're breaching your contract?
Yeah.
What finishing school did you go to?
I don't know.
Honest to God, this is like a really emotional day for people. You can't just express
Exactly.
yourself in a different way. You can't say, listen, this is your beautiful
Well, I'm
day.
getting
And
to the point.
watch how I do it. And I'm not even that suave, all right? Listen, this is your beautiful day. These pictures are going to come out beautiful, but I need your help with something. I'm having a little bit of a problem with one of your guests. I know your guests want to take pictures, but I really need him to stop taking pictures exactly when I am because he's in every shot. It's not going to look good later. You're going to regret it later. And if you don't care, I don't care. It's your wedding, your pictures. Because at the end of the day, it isn't your wedding. Who is your partner? Just a business partner, or are you married?
Business partner.
Are you married?
No, we're not married.
Are you dating?
No.
Okay. No. There's a lot of hesitation there, so I'm not. You're making me
They live
nervous.
together.
All right. So
not
you know, you don't. I mean, you don't. Why are you making that face?
Because
They live together.
Oh, maybe I asked the wrong question.
Yeah.
Are
should
you
ask
roommates or are you romantic?
No, we date.
You do or you do? Look, I'm just trying to get because I need to know the nature of the relationship between you and the witness who's about to
we
testify.
date.
You date? Okay, all right. It's difficult. So he comes up to you and he tells you you're in breach of the contract, yada yada yada. What do you say to him?
He never, Your Honor, came up to me during the duration of the day to explain.
Good, I feel better because I
night.
think he made himself look terrible. So you're telling
So
me he did not come up to you and say
No,
you're in
Your
breach.
Honor,
of-
whatsoever.
What did he say?
Nothing, because he
We
never
just
came
kept-
up to me.
Your Honor, that's not accurate.
After the defendant came to me and said, I need to tell our guests to stop taking pictures, I told the defendant that this is my wedding day, and the only thing I needed was to take care of my new wife. So
That
you
was-
might see where I would think that you were saying that, he came up to you and said something to you that day.
I did.
I cannot recall what he said, and I don't recall, Your Honor, what that he came up to me.
Let me just ask you a question. What do you say he answered you when you came up to him?
Okay, I'll take care of it. So I trusted him to take care of it because.
But if he doesn't, it's his wedding. I didn't feel like taking care of it, and that's it. You just take your pictures as best you can.
And that's
you-
exactly what I did.
Is it because according to them, you got into a swearing match with him, where all of a sudden it's like you breached the contract,
No.
and then you weren't providing the tablet.
No.
That's what he says
No.
happened.
No.
Well, did you provide the tablet?
No, I did not.
Okay, why not?
There were extenuating circumstances.
What?
Why? Because I went over the contract with him line by line. I explained everything to him. He was going to get
Once
this.
again, I want you to listen to me. Do you have any evidence that that was a paid professional photographer who was there to compete against you and your ability to sell your pictures later?
No.
Right. He had already paid you in full. He just wants you to do your job and hand over the tablet with the pictures. And you haven't done it, and the answer is why?
I didn't give him the tablet because when we went down there, his mother informed us while he was on the phone that Stephen intends to take the tablet to CVS or Rite Aid and get these pictures done for 39 cents each. Why do we have to pay you?
Your insurance policy that they order pictures from you is the only insurance policy you have, which is that in full resolution, they're only going to get a 2x3, maybe they can try. So they're going to have to probably buy stuff from you. You still have to do your part, which is show up, take the pictures to the best of your ability, put them on the website for people to buy if they want to, and hand them a Galaxy tablet that has all of their little pictures. It is not a breach of the contract to have a guest with a really good camera. It's not. I just read in your complaint, you have a video of him with the confrontation?
Yes.
Can I see that?
Sure.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, can this photographer demand that nobody else in the wedding take pictures with a flash?
No,
Why?
because if it wasn't agreed upon ahead of time, you can't make decisions like that during the wedding.
Then again, he has to produce professional pictures. How's he going to do it if flashes are going on? That was a good question, huh?
Definitely, I don't know.
Okay, what do you say? You don't know either. Who knows?
I think that the bride and the groom are in charge of making sure that no one with flash is taking pictures.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
While he's looking for that and getting that lined up, tell me what your counterclaim of $3,800 is for.
The $3,800 represents 77.5 hours of editing that
What are you talking about? You already collected $3,500 and gave him nothing.
Right.
What planet are you living on?
What happens in wedding photography, Your Honor, how we get compensated for the photo editing is that you buy pictures. Now,
How about you get compensated for the photo editing by paying $3,500 for you to show up, take the pictures, edit them, make them good ones so we might want to buy them? By the way, he took down your wedding pictures, right?
Yes.
He did.
So did you get the pictures from a friend, from a coworker?
We got some of those pictures.
Are
yes,
they
we
good?
did. Yeah, they're good.
When did they ever come back? Because they came back, according to you.
On December 4th, when he got the notice that we were suing him, he
Then
went
they
to my
came
mom,
back, huh?
And they came back. But I said, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm just going to go to court my day and go from there.
This is real simple, okay? You're wrong. You are wrong legally. I find that you are wrong legally. Now we're in a position where you have pictures on a Samsung Galaxy, but you don't want the Samsung Galaxy from this fellow with the bid. You're done. What you want is money back. Tell me about the makeup artist and why you should get that money back.
Okay, so the makeup artist, he told me, because he says, I could get you a makeup artist so that way your pictures don't come out shiny, and if you're sweating, it was hot that day and stuff like that. I said, okay, good. He said, it's going to be $300. I said, okay, fine. Well, the makeup artist is supposed to come to my house to do my makeup. By the time she came to my house, I was already putting my makeup.
What time was she supposed to be there?
By 1:30.
And what time did she get there?
She got there around 2 o'clock, but I already started putting my own makeup.
When she came, did she perfect on whatever makeup you had already put on your eyes?
A little bit.
Okay. Is the makeup artist here or no?
No, she's not.
Okay. The bottom line is that you got paid in full before the wedding, including for the makeup artist, right?
Yes.
All right, let me ask you a question. You have this queued up to him having the confrontation with a guest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I think I already saw what I'm supposed to see, but it wasn't that bad. It was him leaning over and explaining to him to get out of the way. The guy was aggressive. I'm watching. This is actually really bad for you, that little bit, because I am watching, because it kind of tells me, and that's not your fault. That's, your guest meant well. But, he's got that Mac Daddy flash going and all kinds of stuff, which is disruptive. And he's leaning over and saying whatever he's saying to him about, look, you're disrupting me. But see, once you do your part and say you need to stop it, and the guy doesn't, that's it. Then your pictures are your pictures. You got into a situation where your fear that you were being disrespected ended up taking over your better judgment, okay?
This case is about my work. And when people display my work, I want it to be perfect. I want it to be perfect for them, first of all, and I want it to be perfect because this is how we get referrals.
So why don't you just give this? You think this is better than just handing them the tablet with the pictures?
Yes, Your Honor. I was angry that his pictures were not coming out perfect.
Really? Because he's not angry. He just wants the pictures. All you had to do was a very simple task. Buy a couple $100 Samsung Galaxy, hand him the proofs, and you'd be done. So now I am in a position where I have to decide how much of the money you spent you get returned to you. You have a counterclaim against him for $3,875, which is laughable. You will get not a penny of that counterclaim because none of that is a contract you struck. You already have $3,500 of their dollars, and yet they don't have what you were supposed to provide. So on your counterclaim, zero. You're suing for $1,200 for emotional distress. You're mad you didn't get pictures, so now you want $1,200 for that. No. You're mad about the makeup artist. When you have your makeup done by a stranger, it is not uncommon to grab the thing and just say, hey, I want a little more here, a little more there. That's her prerogative. It's her choice how her face looks. The face is on her. But you don't get to then say later, oh, I want my whole $300 back because they didn't do what they were saying. I don't want to hear it. You're done. It's $300 for a makeup artist, okay?
Okay.
You're done on the makeup artist. You don't get that. Now let's talk about the real nitty-gritty, which is a $3,500 for wedding photography. Because I have to ask myself, what did you get? Did you end up ever ordering any of the pictures that he took?
No, we didn't order any of the pictures.
And none of the family did either.
Well, they were trying, but they couldn't get in.
So you it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You ended up in the position you were fearing through your own fault because you wouldn't just do what you had to do. If you had given them the tablet at any point in time before we walked in here, it'd be over. That's all you had to do. And instead you didn't, and now I'm supposed to declare what the value of your presence and your work is when the value of your presence and your work is zero because they didn't get the value of any of it.
No.
Wow. All right, we're going to do a little rough justice here, taking into account everything that happened and how it happened. And I am going to order you to return 2/3 of the fee and return to them $2,333. Verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment on your counterclaim 0.
Well, the newlyweds have just gotten back 2/3 of what they paid the photographer. Right over here on next to me. And tell me what's your first reaction to this outcome
Well,
here?
the judge didn't give me a chance to really explain the case.
You got to be kidding.
And I think this was prejudged before it even got here.
That's what you want to say out here.
That's what I want to say.
You don't want to defend your work. You don't
My
want to.
work is impeccable.
What about your bedside manner? Could
My
it be a little
bedside
bit
manner
better?
is impeccable as well. I always treat my clients with the utmost respect. It's just that this was an effort to get everything for free, and now she handed it to them. So go ahead. That's it. I'm done.
Well, wait, before you go. You want to protect your work and your
I tried.
word of mouth.
I tried to
How
protect
do you
my
think
work
this worked for
and
your
my
word of mouth?
reputation
How do you
because-
think this worked for you?
Well, I don't deal with clients like this ever.
Okay.
In the last 20 years that I've been a photographer.
All right.
I've never had clients like this.
Okay, down this way. Okay. Step on in here. Here come the newlyweds with 2/3 of your outlay back. Well, it's money, but it isn't pictures.
That's correct, but it's less of a hassle. What I have to go through in regards to what he did to us and the aggravation that we had to go through.
Did he ruin your big day?
Yeah, he did.
Really?
He did because I have no pictures, the pictures that he took of us prior to the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I only have the ones that our guests took in the ceremony and in the reception, but the ones
Well,
prior
maybe
to
you
that
can
we didn't have it.
recreation. What do you think?
I would love
Maybe,
to.
yeah.
You gonna do it again?
Yes.
Pretend to get married again and
I
take
would.
pictures? Harvey?
Okay, Kurt, the crazy thing here is the defendant was already paid in full. I think what happened here is he let his emotions get in the way of fulfilling his duties under the contract. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.